Zach, Untold Riches back from an injury-enforced break. What's his trials been like with you on board?
Not too bad. He's obviously a very big horse and he's quite heavy in his action as well. He's a horse that'll continue to improve with racing, but he's obviously got some ability. Michael probably needs 10 of these types of horses in his stable at the moment, and let's just hope he can go out there and win a race for him.
In his most recent trial, what happened at the start?
Yeah, I don't know. He wasn't standing up very well. He was on the side of the gate and he didn't feel comfortable in there at all. But I thought he was standing up well enough to be able to jump. He just he didn't react when the gates opened.
He was brave on debut and then pulled up with an injury after that. Does he give you the feel of a horse that will win his races?
Oh, sure. He's got ability. There's no doubt about that, and hopefully he can stay sound.
And he's running on the dirt for the first time as well too. Did he feel comfortable on that surface?
Yeah, he's always trialled well on it, works well on it. It's not a problem for him.
Joe PANFIELD, you sat on one of the races for the first time last time out. How would you describe that performance?
I would describe it as a pretty good run. Just don't forget he was exposed 3-4 wide without cover facing the breeze, and he finished very close from the winner. That means he's got it, he's got enough ability, and it's definitely not going to be a surprise to me if he goes and win that race coming up.
You've ridden him at the trial since then. You also rode him in a piece of work. Has he improved since that last run?
He should have improved. I honestly can't tell you much of a difference between him now and before, but now he has had another run, and I know him a little bit more now because I've been on him a couple of times also at the races. So I should be able to get more out of him, I would describe, and he's no doubt a horse that if he wins, he has to be considered one of the horses for the Derby.
What about stepping up to 2,000 metres? Is that an asset?
I think he has run 2,000 metres before, if my memory is not failing. The distance actually, in my opinion, will suit him even better because he's a kind of a horse that has got a great momentum, and if he's able to just keep on rolling, which 2,000 metres usually helps those horses that has that kind of rating path, he should then be delivering what he's really got best.
And you mentioned he's a possible contender for the Derby. Have you locked in your ride for the Derby at this stage, Joe?
No, honestly, no. He's no doubt one of those horses that I have on the list, and if he does perform, no doubt I'm going to have to consider him as well.
YING Star, Zach, you've won the Queen's Silver Jubilee Cup the last 3 years in a row with Beauty Generation. YING Star doesn't have to worry about him this year, was only beaten half a length. Can he win it for a fourth time in a row for you?
Yeah, I hope so. I think the horse is going well. His last run was good. His trial since then was good as well. I suppose it's a little bit tricky being drawn outside Buddies because he's obviously got a lot of speed as well. So I'll just see what Tony wants to do, whether he wants me to press on and really take the lead, or if he's happy to try and let the horse relax outside him. But he's certainly going well and he'll get his chance.
What about from a pace point of view, Mighty Giant? Could he press forward as well too?
He can, but he's not really the type of horse in this race that would want to be taking it up. He needs all the favours, I think, and he'd be better suited with a bit of cover.
And you rode YING Star in the Stewards Cup last time out. Were you satisfied with that performance?
Yeah, it was a great effort. Yeah, he got it really easy the first half of the race, and then we tried to drag the sprint out of the champ, but he was too good for us.
FURORE, Joe, you've had plenty of success with him this season. He's beaten Exultant twice at 2,000 metres. Can he beat Golden 60?
Oh, that's a hard task, I would describe it. In my opinion, Golden 60 is the best horse in town, at least for the time being. And but nobody lasts forever. If somebody else is to beat him, it could be my bloke. FURORE is in good shape, good form. His last one was very good. So I'm gonna sit on the horse. I'm gonna sit on him with plenty of confidence, knowing that he gives his best to me always.
Small field in the race, over 2,000 metres. How do you see it panning out tactically?
It's going to be very tricky because it should not be a fast run race, and if horses do not settle down, relax, they may not find themselves comfortable throughout of the race, and that takes the edge off them at the finishing. I mean, they are not able to really dash home as they usually can when the race is run normally. I wouldn't describe exactly how I would like to ride Furore, but I guess Tony is not going to ask me to make much changes, and we're just going to sit on him hoping that we can get the best out of him.
And looking back at the history of this race too, you've had a bit of success in it. Military Attack, Designs on Rome, Time Warp. This has been a good race for you here in Hong Kong, Joe.
It is also a race that is very nice to win. You know, price money is quite good. It's such a highlight kind of a race. Everybody else loves watching it, and some of the best horses go into it. Golden 60 in there is a very good example of it. You know, so it is a very nice race to win, no doubts about it.
Karis, Lucky Express, what did you think of his run on the Classic Mile?
I thought it was a good run. Of course, he got held up. I think that what helped him actually to finish off the race. But I was pretty happy the way he was finishing off, and it's actually a good sign. You know, even stepping a bit further now. I think the way we've been riding him to try finish off the race, I think it will suit him.
So earlier on this season there were doubts as to whether he would stay a mile. He hasn't won over that trip, but he's run well at it. Are you confident about him then stepping up to 1800 metres this time?
Yeah, of course it is a question mark, you know. But like I said, if we ride him the same way we've been riding him, switch him off, and because he does have a turn of foot, so if we can just save his energy to just for the last bit, I think he will run well again.
What about his trial?
His trial was good. We did not have to do too much with him, just let him stretch his leg a bit, but we are pretty happy with the horse.
Just looking at the race overall, it's a race that he won 6 years ago on Thunder Fantasy. What do you make of this year's Classic Cup, Karis?
Well, of course it's very open. It's not as strong as what it's been in the previous years, but of course the horse that won the mile for Mr. Size last time looked very promising. You know, I definitely think it's a very open race. I think the horse with a bit of luck and a good run could run very well. And I think, you know, of course the horse of Danny, he looks very promising too.